I'm Jen Burson. I'm the founder of Generation PR and the creator of the Profitable PR Pros community. I love this topic. I'm so excited to share and just talk about what kind of an average day, week looks like as a PR agency owner, a regular day in my life. And there's like so much behind this because I think that the idea of being in control of your time, being in control of how you structure your days, who you work with, how you spend your time, to me, that is like the ultimate definition of success. I've mentioned this before back when I was a civil litigation attorney and I had to do billable hours and I was not really in control of who I worked with or how I spent my time. That felt extremely draining to me. And while I was, kind of successful by every definition, like a really good job at a great law firm and making really good money and, at this prestigious firm and all of that outwardly seemed or sounded successful, I didn't feel successful. I felt drained, exhausted. I felt like I was stuck in the wrong career, the wrong life. And when I shifted and started my PR agency 16 years ago, I realized that for me, my definition of success means being in control of my own time and working with companies I love to work with. When you're in control of your time and you can manage your energy and you can choose who you work with, to me, that is like, you've got it figured out. That is what I realized made me feel like I was living my best life. Oh, this is so fun. Okay. I know this is a good topic. Everybody kind of wants to hear, how do you kind of structure your day or what does it look like to have a PR agency? At least this is how mine looks. And the kind of broad strokes of it is that ultimately building up to where I am now was all working towards getting myself elevated to like a visionary role in the company. So that means I'm out of the day-to-day execution of like the actual pitching the media. I haven't been the one pitching the media for probably, 14, 13 years. Every now and then there will be a bigger project that comes along or I'll have a specific contact that I know I can kind of race to get that to them quicker. But the main bulk of pitching comes from my team. So the overall goal for me was to elevate myself into the visionary role of the company. And the other kind of big theme here is that I structure my days and I structure my weeks kind of based on my natural energy levels. When I'm most focused, when I have the most energy, when I have the most kind of creative thinking and focused attention, and also my family and their schedule, because that's another aspect that was extremely important to me, was making sure that I could run a business that allowed me to have the kind of life I wanted to have, which meant being a mom who was there for my kids. My older son has a lot of like occupational therapy appointments. He sees a psychiatrist, a psychologist. He has a lot of stuff that we're working on. We're doing a neuropsych evaluation. It's a lot of time and advocating for him. And to me, the most important thing is being able to do all of that without sacrificing my career and without, and running my career without sacrificing my presence as a parent. So those are like the main themes, is like trying to work towards elevating myself to the visionary role so that I'm running the company, I'm doing biz dev, all of those things. And then also planning my time on a daily and weekly basis around my natural energy levels and what my family is up to and what they need from me. So that's just the general. But what do my weeks look like? In general, I keep my Fridays open if I can. It's something I work towards. Like I will actually put in my calendar block time. And for me, that means whatever I feel like doing on that Friday. Okay, so that means no client calls for sure. Only if there is something that is hard to schedule and it's the only time that other people can meet. It's usually like maybe a new business call. But for the most part, I won't do those on Fridays. I will either block it out to work on something big, like usually in the coaching side of my business, something I'm creating for the Pitch Lab or something that we're developing, like a masterclass for the Agency Accelerator, or I just leave it open. Fridays for me are open, which means that I'm stacking my week in Monday through Thursday. And that's always been my goal. I've always tried to keep my Fridays open. That's how I maintain my energy, is I really focus on a 4-day work week. Definitely stuff comes up. I do check email on that day to make sure clients don't need me or anything isn't just sort of popping up that's urgent. But that's what I shoot for. And it's not always perfect, but it feels pretty rad, honestly, to know that I have Fridays kind of wide open, or at least I'll do something in the morning and then I have the afternoons free. And sometimes I'll go on a hike with my husband. And then I end my day taking my son to occupational therapy on Fridays at like 5 or whatever. And then it's the weekend. So that's Friday. So we are working on a 4-day work week. Each week, I aim to have focused time for creative and strategic writing. And like I said, I do that based on when I have energy and when my mind is the sharpest and least interrupted. I usually do my focused writing. That would mean like crafting a pitch. Again, I'm not the one doing the pitching, but if we have to come up and workshop strategies, proposals, any kind of strategic writing for the client, or coming up with a strategic approach to something that we're pitching to a client, I need focused attention to do that. To me, that's like I need to block out, I do these Pomodoros. You probably have heard of that. It's like 25 or so minutes of focused time on one task. It means closing email and doing 25-minute stretches and then taking like a 5-minute break, looking off into the distance to refocus my eyes because my eyes get tired, and then going back into it. And sometimes something will take me 1 Pomodoro and I'll get it done in 25 minutes. Sometimes it'll take me 2 and I'll get it done in an hour. And just being focused. Usually my mind is the most sharp in the mornings. So I try to just quickly glance at my inbox and just triage. It's almost like get back to somebody right away, forward something to somebody on my team to handle it so it's not sitting out there unaddressed, because that makes me feel a little bit distracted. But I can't reply to every single email in the morning, because think about this. Email responses they're not focused energy. They're not deep work. It's not focused flow work. It's just like firing them off quick, and it doesn't require a level of skill and focus, creativity, strategic thinking that you need when you're putting together bigger things like focused writing. I'm doing a lot of content creation for our programs, stuff like that. I have to be sharp. So for me, that's the morning. So I do wake up. I quickly check social just to make sure nobody needs anything from me on social media, or to make sure there's no customer service issues, and forward that to the team. And then I quickly glance through email and I sort. Don't spend a whole bunch of time responding to like minor stuff. I'll sort it out. And then I go into deep focused writing. That's most days, and that's in the morning. For me, it's about the mindset of like, what am I doing today? Who do I need to be today? How do I have to show up today in my business? That's really important to me. It's about managing energy. How do I have to show up today to make the most of my day, my energy, myself, my business, all of those things, like mentally get me prepared. So if I'm bouncing around from like writing to client calls to new business pitches to new business sales calls to coaching calls, I'm all over the place. It just doesn't work. So we have figured out how to stack. Like I kick off the week with a call with my integrator, Miranda, and we plan out what's needed for the week. We plan out our big goals. We meet on, Monday mornings at 10 a.m. And then I have my marching orders for the week, and so does she. And then after that, I do some kind of focused work, prep the week. And, sometimes I'll do calls on those days, but not usually. And then Tuesdays, like client calls, with other work kind of in between. Wednesdays, coaching calls. Or master classes. We do master classes in our programs, coaching calls, all of that. Thursdays, Facebook Live, front office day, hair and makeup. So like, what else can I do today to optimize that? Sometimes I'll do like an an Instagram reel. So that's like the focus on Thursdays, Fridays wide open. And then what I try to do is plan my meetings in a way where I can get as much uninterrupted focus time at one time as possible. Sometimes I'll do my calendar looks like this. So it's like all mornings and all afternoons so that I have a stretch in the middle of the day, let's say from like 11 to 2, where there's uninterrupted time. And it's my time, and I'll grab lunch. At home, I eat at home, and I'll open my door to my balcony here, get the fresh air, and I'll just crank away. So if it's a day that I have something that I can schedule morning and late, like if someone's like, hey, I want to talk to you about something, or let's collaborate on something, cool, talk to me after 2 o'clock, because I need that time in between to make it happen. So yes, and I don't schedule myself back to back. I need white space. So that means for me time to go on a walk, work out, read the news. It's really, are you getting a theme here? It's like managing my energy level. It's really important, because that's my best work is done when I have the energy. If you like run yourself ragged, it's not going to be good for you or your clients, or your business longevity, or your family. It's just like, it doesn't work. So over the years, I have realized it's all about my energy levels. When am I doing things? I also plan around my kids' school schedules and their other appointments. The other major thing that I'm doing is biz dev. This is like the biggest thing that I'm doing too, is prospecting for new clients, handling inbound. We get a good amount of inbound leads through our website. We've been around a long time, so I have pretty good SEO on our website. I don't like focus on SEO, but it just is there from. Anyway, we get a lot of inquiries through our website. And then when I feel like there's something I want to build out a bit more in terms of our client roster, I will do proactive outreach. We have a process for this inside the agency accelerator: discovery calls, proposals, biz dev, like creating a CRM. That's in the agency accelerator. It's a process we've created. So that we share exactly how we do it, but that's kind of what I'm doing on the reg is biz dev. And then project management and client work. This for me is number one, delegating. Probably the most important part is delegating, trusting your team, letting them run with the ball, feeling really good about it, giving them autonomy, and like really making sure they have what they need and that it's off your plate. So that's basically how I plan my time. It's always been towards working as the visionary in my agency, wanting to create a life that energizes me and run a business that also lights me up. And that means taking away the things that I don't love to do, hiring the right people, trusting my team, planning my schedule around my energy, blocking time for creative work,